I am so excited to be here. Hello, my friends. This is Ro. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here with Jim Hair Don't Care because I got a question on Instagram today that I wanted to answer right away. So let me read through. This is like old school Ro, reading through. I used to read from the iPad and answer questions back when I first started on YouTube in 2011. It's kind of like my blast from the past. And then I moved on and I was doing these on lives, but I decided that I wanted to do this one filmed today so I could really talk through my thoughts and work through this with you guys without being distracted by the comments on live video, which I adore and love, and those are my favorite videos to make. But sometimes I just get so distracted. Adam always jokes he could throw a ball and distract me and a couple of his friends because we chase that ball, right? So it's really difficult to keep me on task and not lose me in a tangent. And that's why I really want to give this 100% of my attention and really focus on this today and talk through it with you, because I think that this is a lesson that so many of you can learn from. So let's read her question. And guys, really quick side note, if the camera's clicking, for some reason, I cannot figure out my microphone. There's this little like nut and bolt thing that screws into the top of the camera where the microphone sits. But the last couple of days I've used it, I'm still getting weird clicking noises. The phone was out of the room and we thought maybe it was having electronics too close to the camera. But it's not that electronic buzz. It's more of just this weird clicking, or somebody made the best analogy. They said it was either like you were in a helicopter with me or listening to Jumanji drums in the background. So I apologize. I pinky promise I'm working on the technology. I'm just trying to make these videos as amazing and as best quality as I possibly can for you, because I know that I appreciate when I watch videos and people put so much effort into them, and that's what I'm here for, and that's what I want to do for you. So again, if it's clicking, I'm going to leave this in here. If it's not clicking and I somehow miraculously figured it out, then I'll take this part out. But okay. So let me read this question I got from this dear prison wife to be on Instagram today. And our Instagram handle, if you guys aren't over there, is @StrongPrisonWives. And while we're at it, make sure that you, before you leave, if you're new here, subscribe to this video. I would so appreciate it. And I don't want you to ever miss any new content or any new videos or anything that I share with you. So this prison wife said, so today was sentencing and it went well, but now he still leaves. And this process has been draining me emotionally. But every day I get up, make things happen, and stay strong. I've cried to him a few times, and I know I will shortly when I see him and visit. I'm not ready for him to leave me for a while. Few months without speaking and only through letters. I hate reading stories and how they're fighting and I can't even comprehend how it's going to be for him. My baby is tough, no doubt, but it's going to be hard on both of us from seeing one another 3 times a week, talking 8 times a day or so, to just letters. I'm literally feeling anxiety. I work full-time, go to the gym, and spend time with my girls and loved ones. But how does one prepare for the next step? Please advise, please. Okay, so there's so many things that I want to work through with you. So first of all, honey, I am so sorry. My heart goes out to you and it breaks for you. And I know how you feel, because you will never know how somebody feels until you walk a mile in their shoes. And I've walked 10 years in your shoes. So I get it. And going through this sucks. And I'm going to tell you flat out, a little bit, maybe harsh, I don't know, a little smackdown. There is no right time to lose your husband. You will never be ready to lose your loved one. That's like saying, oh, I wasn't ready for my cancer diagnosis. Oh, I wasn't ready for that overdose, that my friend to overdose. Oh, I wasn't ready to lose my job. You're never ready for hard things in life, and it sucks, but you just have to take it as it comes and feel each emotion as it comes. So it sounds to me, I think, that he's self-surrendering. I think that's the way that it sounds to me, is that he's had some time with you. That sucks. And I want you to make sure, if that's the case, that you have somebody there to help you drive home. And if you don't, get somebody to watch those girls, because you're going to need to take your time driving home, because you're going to be an emotional wreck. Do not try to go back to work right away. Do not try to just get in the car and go. I've coached women who have literally pulled over to the side of the road, and I've had to talk them back to a point where they could see. They were crying so hard. So that's my first piece of advice to you, is if he is self-surrendering, make sure that you have somebody to drive you. Make sure, if you can, you're not doing it alone, and make sure that you have somebody to watch the kids and you're not dropping him off and going into work. Take a couple of days off if you can, because now you need to learn how to get a grip on these awful emotions and the roller coaster of feelings that you're going to be experiencing, and figuring out your new normal. So that's number one. Number two, something that has helped me so much is to try to see the silver lining, to try to see the good in things, to try to not get caught up in being the victim. This sucks. I want you to feel your feelings, and I want you to know that it's okay to cry. But at the same time, I want you to think about people who have it worse than you. It could always be worse than you. And I always tell this story. My sister had a dear friend who unfortunately was murdered when she was going for a run. It was a very popular story out of, I believe, Queens, New York, a few years ago. And the same day that Adam was denied, not that he was denied clemency, but clemency was over and we didn't get it. And after being told that Adam's petition had made it to the vice president's desk, we just ran out of time. And that was our one and only shot at that point to get Adam home, and it was done. Well, the same day that that happened, we learned about this, and that's where I had a choice. I could have been the victim, and this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and I don't know how I'm going to live life, and everybody feel bad for me. But you know what? My sister's friend's family was burying their 30-year-old. Yes, it sucks to have to go visit my husband in prison, but I am not visiting him in a cemetery. And I know the first couple of weeks you're not going to be able to do that, and that's okay. But think about this. If he's self-surrendering, you've had all of this time with him that a lot of other people, their husband, their loved one was just ripped right out of their life. They were arrested, they're gone. They didn't get a chance to prepare. Not that we could ever prepare. They didn't get a chance to say goodbye. They didn't get a chance to live a few months or a few years with that person, making those memories, going to bed next to each other, knowing that this is coming, knowing that they were going to have to face this, and kind of taking steps towards getting there, although it's a different kind of pain. What I'm trying to say is, don't negate your pain, feel your pain, but in a way to avoid getting trapped in, woe is me, life is so hard, everybody feel bad for me. You have a choice here. You can be the victim, but I'm telling you right now, that is going to make for a very miserable sentence, no matter how short or how long it is. Or you can view this time as a blessing, and it seems like it is the world's biggest curse right now, and you don't know how you're even going to get out of bed tomorrow. And that's what I'm here, and what Strong Prison Wives and Families is here for, to help you through. But at the same time, every day you have a choice. You chose to stay in this relationship knowing that he is going to be gone, that you're going to go through this together. You choose to stay in this relationship every single day. And that's what gets me through, is reminding myself that I'm here because I choose to be here. I'm here because every day I wake up and decide, yes, I'm still okay with being a prison wife. Yes, I am still okay with staying in this relationship with somebody who has a long time. If I wake up one day and those feelings change, then I will have to soul search and reassess then. And that's what I want to pass along to you. Okay, the next part of your question is, you've seen the things about, here's the thing I've learned, and the advice that I pass along to everybody throughout this: know as much as you need to know, and then leave the rest. Leave the inside politics to them, because there is nothing more aggravating to me than a wife who gets involved in prison politics. Know the politics you need to know the things you need to know from him, and then don't read those books. Don't read those articles. Don't ask him those questions, because all it's going to do is stress you out here, and there is absolutely nothing that you could do about it. And plus, if you're getting involved in prison politics, of him inside, you're losing sight of your freedom and your outside world. And then you're putting yourself in a prison with him vicariously, where you should be doing things to help him have a foot in the outside world, so he doesn't get too institutionalized, so he doesn't get so wrapped up in those politics. Know what you need to know and let the rest go. I want to recommend a book. The best book that I have ever read on this topic is a book called Lawman by a man who is now a very dear friend named Sean Hopwood. Sean did, I think, about 12 years in the feds, or maybe he got 12 years and he did 10, something like that. And he was a lawman, a paralegal on the inside. So it has nothing to do with law. It's not a boring law book. It's an inside book. But what Sean does is he explains what it's like on the inside of prison without the scare tactics, without sharing too much to scare us, but it's real and it's honest. But you're not going to think, oh my God, I can't think about my husband in there. I can't sleep tonight because of it. Plus, it's a prison love story. So I'm going to leave a link to Sean's book up there and then also down in the description box below. But I actually did a book review on this book before I even met Sean. And I guess I'll put that in the cards, because it was back when I was first getting fresh on YouTube, first learning how to be in front of the camera, and man, oh man, was I awkward. And I just rewatched that video not long ago. If I had $1 for every time I said, in that video, I'd be a very rich woman. I would take you all to a tropical vacation, because that's how awkward I was. But that's what this life is about, is living and learning and getting better by practice. And that's another lesson for prison wife life, living and learning and getting better with practice. So I want you to make sure that you're not getting too involved in those politics. The fact that you said that you spend your time working out and with your girls was music to my ears, and it touched my heart. Because first of all, working out is my thing. That is my thing that gets me through this. Everybody needs their thing, and I've never wanted to push working out on anybody, because again, that is what I use, that is my tool. But I love that we have that connection, because working out releases endorphins, and it helps you get through all of the anger and the sadness and the bitterness that comes along with this lifestyle, that comes along with being a prison wife. And also, it helps you release, it helps you get a physical outlet, because we're not getting physical outlets in any other way right now, if you know what I mean. So it's a really good tool for us to feel good, to stay healthy, because you don't want to get trapped in the depression where you're not wanting to get out of bed, you're not moving your body, you're emotionally eating, so you're eating crap, because all that's going to do is make it worse. And I have coached a lot of women that say, oh, I'm going to do it for now, and even if I gain 50 pounds while he's gone, I'll take it off before he comes home. Honey, this is not towards you who asked the question, this is me coaching everybody. I have some really harsh reality check style news for you. You're not going to take off even 10 pounds that you gained while he was gone in a year, in a couple of months when you do it, because old habits die hard. So I love that you have these good habits, and I love that you have this outlet, and I love that you have your family there with you and your job. I know that this is hard, but I also know that you're strong enough to get through this. And I also know that this will uncover a strength for you that you never knew existed within your gut. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to learn how to communicate with your husband as deeply as you possibly can. You said you went from talking 8 times a day to only talking a couple of times and only through letters. Use those letters to your advantage. Use this time as a way to get to know each other, to relearn each other on a deep level that you may have never learned each other before. Because here's what happens in everyday life. You have physical stuff. You have work. You have come home. You have cooked dinner. He takes out the garbage. You clean. You take care of the kids. You go right to bed. Maybe you do something physical, and then you get up, you rinse, you repeat, and that is your daily life. And you might not even realize that you don't know each other, or you forgot each other. Use this time, because the physical is stripped away, The physical in every sense of your relationship is stripped away from you. Now, all you have are those letters to communicate with each other. All you have is to be able to talk through everything. What makes you tick deep, deep down on the inside from this level. So do it. Use this time as a blessing. I know it's a curse. I know it can be considered horrible. It is the worst experience that any of us will ever have to go through. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. What I'm trying to do is reframe this for you and change your perspective. Otherwise, it's going to be a very long, miserable sentence. So I hope that helps. Again, I wanted to talk through this in real time. When I got that question, I wanted to make sure I did this on a film video, not a live video, so I could get that all out without being interrupted. Maybe after this post, we'll come on and we'll do a follow-up on live, because you guys that are my subscribers and my ride or dies, I love you, and you guys always have really good advice from your experience as well. So I love you guys. If you have any comments that you'd like to pop in the comment boxes below, I'm sure she'd really appreciate that. Let's just do no judgment, no hate. We're here to support. We're not here to say, well, I have it worse than you, and you should be grateful, this, that, and the other thing. That's not what my channel and our family is about. And I've really very rarely had that. So just kind of a word of caution, but I don't even expect it. Last thing before I go, please, I would love if you just give this video a thumbs up, because that tells YouTube that you appreciate my content, and we will get it out in front of the eyes of people who need to see it. Remember when you were very early in your journey, before you found me, before you found a support group, when you felt like you had no idea what you were doing and nobody understood what you were going through and everybody was ostracizing you out of their lives? These people need your help. Those people they need our help. They need my help. They need to know that we're out here, that they have a friend, that there is support. They need to watch these videos. They need to learn from them. So if you could just give it a thumbs up, I would so appreciate that. And again, if you're new here, smash that subscribe button before you go so you never miss anything. You keep staying strong, keep loving strong, keep supporting one another through this journey, because you're one day closer to it all being behind you. Lots of love from my heart and my crazy Jim hair to all of yours. I will see you beautiful ladies and gentlemen in the next one. Bye, guys.